Yo dudes! Welcome to easy vegan mushroom creamy pasta with no oil. The reason why we made this with low oil has just been so many comments down below and people seem to really appreciate and feeling the love for the no oil vibe. And if you're not into the no oil, the reason why is it lower in calories, so easy for keeping you skinny and sexy and delicious. And based around whole foods.
Yeah. So first step with cooking with no oil, you want your pan super hot. So see the way it's nearly smoking here.
So the main way of adding flavour to vegetables is to get them to brown, and the only way you can do that without oil is that your pan's super hot. So ready?
So we've got 2 red onions, 2 small red onions, and 2 cloves of garlic.
So when you are frying your onions without oil, don't be afraid of just leaving them, not stir, and actually let them start to stick to the pan, because that bit of char is going to add extra flavour and we can deglaze it shortly.
And you're going to get a nice bit of iron from the pan if you're using an iron pan. So if you're interested in oil-free cooking, we've had this Happy Heart course for 8 years. So we've got loads of research showing that, like, if you eat a vegan diet that's low in fat or no fat, like no added oils, you lower your cholesterol by, we've had more than 15,000 people through the course with an average drop of cholesterol
of 20%.
So yeah, it's very good for...
It's all based around whole food, so this recipe would fit it.
So we've done oil-free cooking for a lot of years. Look at this.
So you see we've actually fried down the onions with no oil, and you see they are starting to brown, and there is that kind of smell of slight caramelization.
So now, the fact that we're not using oil, we are going to use a little bit of vegetable stock. So it's just starting to stick, so I'm just going to add a little bit.
And what's going to happen is, this is called deglazing. So what it's doing is it's taking some of that stickiness off the pan, and that's massive flavour, so that's just going to impart itself into our little sauce.
Which is beautiful, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
So that's amazing, like with no oil you can properly get your onions and garlic to brown and really kind of smell fantastic. The room smells great.
And that browning is an indicator of the development of flavour. So it's that slight kind of charring and that caramelisation starting to happen.
Okay, meanwhile, cue. This is a creamy mushroom pasta dish. Enter the mushroom.
So what volume do we have?
We've got about 250 grams.
250 grams.
So I'm just going to literally start tearing them because we're...
Cavemen.
You were cavemen and we're...
But alternatively, if you prefer a knife, just...
If you prefer a tool, a knife is quite a good tool to use.
One thing to be mindful of is, as it starts to stick, we're adding in our stock, and that's going to deglaze, the term for pulling the flavour that started to stick to the pan. And the reason why we're using stock as opposed to water is just it's going to impart more flavour. Because whatever water goes into those mushrooms, the mushrooms will start to absorb.
So yeah, I think, okay, here's now, you'll get me on tape now saying this. So you know the way turmeric is the kind of, this is an interesting dialogue and conversation for us all to have. So you know the way kale was the kind of superfood of like last year or 2 years ago. Coconut was pretty hot last year. This year it seems to be turmeric, or last year. Okay, here's my claim. I think it might be, sometime in the next few years it's going to be functional mushrooms. So as in chaga, reishi, cordyceps, line main, shiitake, all these kind of functional medicinal mushrooms.
Maitake.
That's my kind of, that's my calling. So let's hear what you guys think. If you can leave a comment below what you think are the next superfoods that are coming our way.
I think it's shrooms.
I think the shrooms are coming. Okay, so the best thing, as you might know if you've watched our videos before, if you haven't, thank you for tuning in. This one's Stephen, this one's David. I love this black liquid sauce. So use soy sauce if you want. I'm gonna use tamari because I love it. I'm not promoted by Tamari and anything.
You haven't got a sponsorship deal yet.
No, they haven't. The Tamari board haven't come to get me yet. Okay, I'm going with 3 tablespoons. I'm going all in there.
Okay.
Me and Tamari. I'm gonna have a bath in Tamari someday.
You gotta wait for that sponsorship deal. Okay, if you come in here, Shawnee, you see this bit that's sticking here? This is flavour. We don't want to waste that flavour. So again, let's add in our stock. Let's really try to encourage that flavour coming off the pan. And let's get it into our sauce. So this is an action known as deglazing.
So we probably should have done this sooner, but we forgot to. So we've got 250 grams of pasta. Use whatever pasta you want.
Try to use wholemeal because it's higher in fibre and it's whole food.
And if you're gluten-free, just use some kind of bean pasta or brown rice pasta or something like that. Literally, just follow the instructions in the back of the pack. This is going to take 10 minutes.
Okay, shrooms done, looking good. I'm going to turn off the heat and just leave them in the pan. They're going to start to stick and just cook away a little more.
Now, I hear you asking the question, how are they going to make a creamy sauce without any oil? Dun dun dun! You didn't know, Stephen Flynn knows this stuff.
Okay, first step, food processor.
No, it's called a blender.
Oh yeah, it is too.
And a good effort though.
Okay, 100 grams of cashews. We've gone with toasted cashews just because they're going to have more flavour.
Question, Steve, could I use normal cashews that didn't have toasted ones?
Of course you could, yeah. I just recommend toasting, you're going to have more flavour. 500 ml of your non-dairy milk of choice. I've gone with soy. You go whatever you like.
Beautiful.
we're gonna go with juice of half lemon
Small
slash
lemon.
lime. I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon of salt. Yes, this is a tablespoon, but I'm only putting in a teaspoon, which is about a third of a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Next step, garlic powder. If you don't have garlic powder, just use fresh
Onion
garlic.
powder. If you don't have onion powder,
So
just
again,
leave it
I'm
out.
going with 1 teaspoon. It's like, yeah, teaspoon. Lid on and let's whiz her up. So you will need a high-speed blender to reach that kind of creamy, very, you know, look at that.
Beautiful.
Nice sauce. So pan back on high heat, we're gonna pour in our sauce and just allow it to kind of absorb that tamari and that kind of mushroom note. And let it reduce. So what reduce simply means is just it's evaporating some of the water from the sauce and just concentrating the flavors.
Okay, so pasta's been boiling, it's al dente. So one thing which you want is the sauce kind of thickens up quick, so we're going to use a slotted spoon.
That's just a spoon with holes in it. Because we do want to get a bit of that pasta sauce. So what we're going to do is the pasta water. We're going to use that pasta water to reach the desired thickness of our creamy sauce here. If your sauce, because it's been reducing here for a couple of minutes, it's thickened up quite substantially. So just use a bit of that pasta water to thin it up so you have the right degree of viscosity, because there will be a bit of starch.
Will you say that word again for me there now?
Viscosity.
Ooh.
Okay, so...
Jeez, you're quite clever, are you?
I'm working
Viscosity.
on it. I'm working on it. But so there is going to be a bit of starch in that pasta water, so that will further thicken it, but the water will help dilute it until you reach, you see it's getting a nice kind of texture there. So you see our mushroom sauce, it's nice and creamy, but not too thick. So now we're going to add in herbs, so whatever herb of choice. We're going with oregano or oregano as it's known this side of the world.
I personally wanted to use chive. My brother here insisted on oregano.
I think it looks lovely.
An Italian herb.
Well, I just think it's nice.
I think it looks cool. Yeah, I think you're pretty right.
I think it's a good call.
I can see it in this.
And last and final tip, take top red chili and just slice it. Again, it's just going to create that contrast of colour, flavour, texture and taste profile.
Oh, beauty. That looks cool. Okay, all that's left to do, representing you, we are going to taste this incredible dish.
So this, how long does, took about 10 minutes from start to finish. We were kind of waffling and taking our time, so you could probably do it quicker.
Mushrooms, mushrooms, mushrooms.
Really delicious.
We nailed it.
Very tasty, creamy, simple, delicious. I'm very pleased.
Boom.
And the beautiful thing, because there's no oil, it feels very light and dense.
Let us know if you like these oil-free dishes, because they're really fun, they're easy to make. And as we said, low in calories, higher in fibre, high in vitamins and minerals, so brilliant for your long-term health.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for more details on our Happy Heart course, check out link below. And thank you for subscribing.
And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we really appreciate it. Bye.